to another vlog. I'm actually super excited and super pumped about this vlog because, drum roll please, we are going to be talking about Netflix. Well, not only just Netflix, but Netflix, Hulu, HBO, all that. I was off of school for a month, so all I really had to focus on was work, and I streamed a lot. I watched a lot of shows, just a lot of movies, and today I thought I would tell you guys what I love right now, what I don't love, what shows I'm excited for, and kind of everything in between. So, I think let's first start off with movies because I only have one movie category, and that is the movies that I love. So 2018, I feel like my #1 favorite movie was To All the Boys I Loved Before. I probably watched this movie at least 20 times. So I watched To All the Boys I Loved Before for the first time with my best friend Amber and just fell in love. And to top it off, it's a book series. So I think maybe like the day or two after I watched the first one, I read the first book in one night. I was so mesmerized. Jenny Han is a lyrical genius. I have actually since then read every single book she's ever written, and I wish that all her books would just be made into movies or TV shows. Like how much I love her writing. I think she is amazing. I think she is so brilliantly talented, and I'm upset that I just found out about her in 2018. But anyways, To All the Boys I Loved Before, it is my favorite movie of 2018. I watch it all the time. I watch it whenever I get a chance. It like tops the charts for me. Okay, so my second movie that I'm obsessed with is Forever My Girl. Now, this movie, it didn't really chart, it didn't really, you know, do numbers in the box office, but I just loved it. I am definitely like a country type of girl. I love country music, I love the storylines of it, I love country shows, and when I found out about this movie, I was like, oh, yep, I'm sold, like I have to watch it. So I watched it and I cried. And not like a cute cry, I mean like ugly cried, like a baby cry. Because it was just so beautiful to me. It was just so well written, and the cast just really made me believe in them and what they were doing. So Forever My Girl, obsessed with it. And full disclaimer, I will link in the description below where you guys can watch these different movies so that, you know, you guys don't really have to search for it. You can just look in the description, find it, and then go watch it and understand why I am so obsessed. Okay, so the third movie that I really loved this year was Love, Simon. I feel like that movie I just can't put into words what it has done, I feel like, for our generation, the generation below us, and just allowing people to be comfortable within themselves, whether you're gay, straight, bi, whatever you identify as. I feel like Love, Simon really captured, you know, that although our community and our like lifestyle now likes to say that we're all inclusive and stuff, it's still hard for someone to be true with themselves, and I feel like Love, Simon was amazing. Now, Love, Simon 2 is also a book. It's not a book I have read yet, but I do plan on reading it soon, so stay tuned for that. I might do a book review. I don't know yet. But Love, Simon, I cried at the end because he was just like so more well-rounded as a person, and it was amazing. Okay, so now that we're off the romantic movie topics, I'm going to get into some more like greedy, like, don't know the word I'm looking for, but I am going to be talking about movies that definitely aren't love movies. So the first movie I do want to talk about is Bird Box. I'm sure everyone has heard of it. If you haven't heard of Bird Box, you've heard of the Bird Box Challenge. I really like this movie. Why I like this movie is it made me think. It really made me like question a lot of things, and I'm not going to like, after I watched it, it just like made me kind of scared of like my surroundings and stuff, like wondering, is this ever going to happen to us? Like, how would I survive if I couldn't see? And I was reading some reviews about it, and I guess the movie ending is a lot sweeter than the book ending. Cause like, so apparently in the book ending, it wasn't a school for the blind. It was a school of people who actually gouged their eyes out, basically making themselves permanently blind to avoid ever seeing like the monster. But if you haven't watched it, watch it. I think it's amazing. Sandra Bullock is a god. Like, I was like, she is so heartless, she is so rude. Like, I pretty much hated her. But, you know, she kind of develops at the end, and I just thought it was amazing. Okay, so for my last favorite movie of 2018, 2019 is the movie Peppermint. If you have not watched Peppermint, 10 out of 10 recommend. It stars Jennifer Gardner and no one else that I really can remember their names right now. But an action movie, it is just kind of out of this world. Like, it was one of those movies that kept me on my toes because I never knew what was going to happen next, and I really enjoy movies like that. I'm super into like psychological thrillers and like mysteries and stuff. So although this movie was an action movie, it did keep me on my toes as to what was going to be happening next. That's all I have for movies, so let's move on to shows. So the shows I love right now, there's quite a few. I'm definitely more of a show girl than a movie girl, just because I feel like with shows, they can add a lot more details and a lot more content, and I appreciate that. Movies are sometimes really rushed, and I feel like my questions don't ever get answered. So the first show I'm going to talk about is obviously, I feel like, something everyone has been talking about or seen, and that is You. This movie satisfied my psychological thriller heart. It was so well done, and I'm a big Gossip Girl fan. Like, I've seen Gossip Girl like 6 times. And the fact that they chose Dan from Gossip Girl to play this was like perfect marketing. Because everyone knows that in Gossip Girl, Dan was the, you know, the person behind Gossip Girl, the writer and stuff. And then you see him transform into You, and he's still like a bookworm type of person. Like, it was the perfect cast over. Like, whoever directed it, like, applause to you, because that was amazing. But I loved You. I loved You because you got to see different points of views, and in shows you really don't get that. Yeah, you get that in books and stuff, but shows not really. And I loved that. And I loved how the characters who I thought were one way were completely a separate way. And it definitely does end in a plot twist. I don't want to give it away, so if you haven't seen it, go check that out. Go watch it. Okay, so the second show I want to talk about is Riverdale. I'm a hypocrite. I'm just going to say it because I was one of those people who was so team Riverdale in the beginning, and then I just completely stopped watching because I was so bored. The third season, second season, whatever, I couldn't like sit through it. It was just nauseating to me. And when they were coming out with the new season that they just previously aired, I was like, you know what, let me just give it another try. So I ended up just catching up through that past season and watching this season, and I'm so glad I did that because this season of Riverdale is the best season ever. I was kept on my toes the entire time. I was just so intrigued. Like, I was thirsty waiting for the next week's episode. It was so freaking good. So Riverdale, 9 out of 10, because, you know, I'm a hypocrite. 9 out of 10, watch it. You will not regret it. Okay, and the third show that I am obsessed with is How to Get Away with Murder. I have been Away with Murder fan since the very beginning. I've never skipped a season. I've never, like, missed anything about it. I've always watched it. Although, when Wes did die, rest in peace, Wes, my heart crumbled. Just a little bit, because I loved him. But it's one of those shows, like, I don't think I'll ever stop watching it until they stop making it. That's how much I loved it. Again, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10 recommend the show. You need to go watch it. Like, I don't understand why you haven't. You need to just go watch it. Okay, and the next show that I really love is Jane the Virgin. It is definitely a lot different from my very, like, hardcore, like, shows that I watch. Jane the Virgin was one of those shows that when it first came out, I refused to watch it. Like, my mom, my sister watched it, and I was like, no thank you. But I love that show. I'm actually so sad that it's ending. I don't want to give too much away because, again, it's still going. So, Jane the Virgin, if you have not seen it, I 10 out of 10 recommend if you want something really lighthearted with sometimes sadness but more laughs than anything. Okay, so that is all I have for the shows that I love. Obviously, there's like 5 million other shows that I love and I'm just super obsessed about, but those were just the first ones that came to mind when I thought about this video. So now I am going to be talking about shows that I am excited for. Okay, so the first show that I am super excited about in 2019 is Good Trouble. Good Trouble is a spin-off of the Fosters following Mariana and Callie and their journey in LA. They have 2 episodes. I actually just finished watching it, but they have 2 episodes so far, and I am obsessed. I feel like nowadays you either get shows that are really like people are grown and, you know, all situated in life, but then you have the shows that like kids are way too young. Good Trouble is one of those shows that's like that happy medium. Like, it's for people like my age. Like, I'm 23, so it's people for in their 20s, you know, early to mid 20s, like just figuring life out and just following them through this journey and, you know, having seen them grow up in the Fosters and like move on to this next chapter. I am super excited about. This show is so scandalous and it is only 2 episodes, so watch them now. on Hulu, I think. I don't know. But first 2 episodes are already out. And the next show that I am super, super excited about is Deadly Class. So Lana Condor, who was into All the Boys I Loved Before, I just love her as an actress. I think she's amazing. I think she embodies every role she's ever been given. And Deadly Class is no exception. She is amazing in that show. But I'm not going to lie. I went into watching Deadly Class like because I wanted to support Lana and stuff and like that. But I love it. Like, it's very just gritty. It is amazing. It's like Assassins. It's such a great show. I recommend it to everyone who's ever like, oh, what should I be watching? And I'm voicing about this and I've only ever seen 1 episode. So they actually release the first pilot episode before like the actual premiere date, which is Wednesday, I think. And I watched it like the moment it came out, and I've probably rewatched it ever since because I'm just really into this show and I cannot wait to see what they do with the content and how they go about it. Okay, and the last show that I'm super excited about is Legacies. I was a die-hard Vampire Diaries girl and original girl, so once they told me like, oh yeah, they're making a show just about that, I was like, oh, sign me up. And before I get yelled at, I know it's already been recording and stuff, I just have not yet watched an episode. So the reason I did that was because I wanted to wait till all of season 1 was out, and then I was going to go ahead and like just watch season 1 all the way through. So to me it is a brand new show because I have not yet watched any of it. So it definitely is something I'm really excited about, you know, getting to finally. Okay, and the last topic I want to talk about is shows that I'm kind of on the fence about. Now, when I say I'm on the fence, it's because I've either seen a season or I've seen a couple episodes and I like it, but I don't love it, and I don't know if I'm going to continue watching it. So the first one I'm going to be talking about is Games of Thrones. I went into the show like I was super excited about it because so many people hyped it up and I thought it was going to be an amazing show for me. I literally bought HBO just to watch the show, and I'm disappointed. Now, before I get dragged out there, I will say I've only seen, I think, like halfway through season 3, so I'm not fully done with it. But why I don't like it is it's very hard to keep up with. Like, very hard to keep up with who's who and who's on whose team and who you're rooting for. And to me, a show should just really not be that confusing. Again, a lot of people tell me, like, you have to watch this when you're sitting down and you're super focused. And I'm not the type of person when I watch TV, so it might be a great show. It just might not be the best show for me to watch right now. Another show that I'm kind of on the fence about, and I'm really sad to say this, is Grey's Anatomy. I have been a huge Grey's Anatomy fan from season 1 to season 13. But season 14 disappointed me, I'm not going to lie. I just felt like I was bored. I just didn't really care to keep up. So I actually only saw 2 episodes from season 14, and I haven't touched it. Now, because I have committed so much of my life to season 1 through 13, I feel like I have to do it justice and just finish it through. But we'll see. Again, I'm a big Grey's Anatomy girl, but this past season just wasn't doing it for me. Okay, and the last show that I'm kind of on the fence about is Insatiable. I'm probably saying that wrong, but it is a Netflix original with Debbie Ryan. How do I say this? Like, I was really excited about it, and then I was let down, but I was still entertained. The reason why I was let down because I feel like the plot of the story just went like, it was like jackhammering. It just wasn't really good. It wasn't easy to follow, and I just didn't really like that. But I liked it because, you know, it was different. It's different. It's not like a show I've ever seen. You know, I feel like a lot of people have been super into like, oh, you know, like let's cast more plus size people, which I love it. Like, I'm so for that. But it's like, how you go about it is a big thing for me because not everyone is upset with, you know, the size that they are, or they're not loving themselves. And I feel like a lot of shows nowadays cast it as like, oh, well, if you're plus size, you need to be skinny to love yourself. And I don't really appreciate that. So, on the fence about it, I watched all of season 1. I will be watching season 2 before I give, like, it a big thumbs up or a big thumbs down in my life. Okay, guys, so that is all I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is definitely more laid back. It is my off day, so I really don't want to do anything too spectacular. Okay, guys, so that is all I have. Let me know in the comments what some of your favorite shows are, what movies you loved, what shows or movies you hated. Let me know because you guys might give me some inspiration to start maybe a new show or give one of the shows that I talked about another chance. And that is all I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you have not already subscribed, make sure you hit that big subscribe button so you never miss your daily dose of me. Okay guys, that is all I have for this vlog. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe because you are not going to want to miss the video that comes out next week. Can't wait for you guys to see that. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Bye!